before we get to the new Notre Dame head coach, Marcus Freeman. This is what it sounded like when he was introduced in the weight room as the new head coach to his football players. Let's bring in Coach. What was that feeling like, Marcus?
Oh, it was surreal, Dan. What a great moment for me personally, but hopefully for our team. And it was a chance to embrace those guys and to let them know that this isn't about a speech. This isn't about, a statement. This is about me being around my players. And it was an awesome moment.
When did you get the job? When did you find out you were going to be offered the head coaching job?
I think I knew maybe 2 days before. I wasn't officially offered the job until that Thursday. I think it's all running together. I'm trying to figure this out.
Did Brian Kelly ask you if you wanted to go to LSU?
He did.
And what did you say?
I said, I need a job. So I said, yeah, let me talk to my wife. And that's the first thing I said. I said, absolutely. I said, let me talk to my wife. And that gave me time to kind of figure this whole thing out. And it all happened extremely fast after that.
But when do you realize how highly you're thought of at Notre Dame? Because here's Brian thinking, hey, I can probably steal the defensive coordinator and then maybe even, Tommy Rees, the offensive coordinator at LSU.
Yeah, I'm sure that was in his thought process when he took the job. But when I started to get calls from our athletic director and I started to get text messages and people reaching out that are highly regarded around Notre Dame, I realized, this might be pretty real. And so I put the Holt on and going anywhere. And I said, let's see what happens here at Notre Dame.
Okay, so you talked to your wife. You bounced around. I think you were at Kent State, Purdue, Cincinnati, now Notre Dame. I mean, it's a tough life. You're only, going to be 36. You got 6 kids. You're talking to your wife. What's that conversation like of this might be happening?
It's surreal. It's like, are we sure? And then every moment, it was like every minute seemed like an hour. And I remember on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember what day it was, but I was sitting at home waiting for the athletic director to call me and tell me we're going to meet somewhere to talk. And I remember just sitting there saying, I can't do this. I can't sit at home anymore. I'm going on the road recruiting. And I got in my car and I just started driving to Michigan to go see a kid. And all of a sudden he calls me and says, hey, we'll meet this afternoon. And I just stopped right in the middle of the highway, turned around and started heading back to South Bend.
And it's a weird week. I mean, it's a weird business that you're in. It's like if I told you 2 years ago, by the way, you're going to be a head coach at Notre Dame.
No way would I thought that was going to happen. I knew at some point in my career I was going to be a head coach. That was the path I was on. I did not think it would be this year at the University of Notre Dame, but what a great opportunity. And that's what I keep telling myself is you're fortunate to get this opportunity. Now let's not screw it up. Let's do everything in your power to make sure that you do everything to get these kids ready to have success. And it starts with the people and it starts with giving them your heart. And that's what I plan on doing.
But I would have sent that video out to every recruit, Coach, when your players reacted the way they did. And I just would have said, are you curious why these players love this man this much? Come to South Bend and find out.
We put it out on social media. I don't know if we've done that, sent it to all the recruits, but you just gave me a great idea. And as soon as we're done with this Zoom session, I'll make sure that happens.
Last time you talked to Brian Kelly was when?
On the phone Monday, and then he texted me after I was named head coach, and he told me congratulations.
What was it like Saturday watching the football with the possibility that maybe you were going to slip into the Final Four? Who were you rooting for or against, Coach?
Well, I was obviously, we knew there was a scenario where two of the four things had to happen. And, finally I got a chance to just turn on the TV in the fourth quarter of the Oklahoma State game. And, I saw the very end of that game, and that was one of the four, and then I could not root against Cincinnati. Those are kids that I helped recruit.
Even if it meant you could get into, couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't do it. those kids, those are kids that you love. Those are kids you recruit. Those are kids you grow with. And Coach Fickle he was my college position coach and somebody that gave me opportunity to be to be defense coordinator for the first time. And so I was rooting like heck for that program for him and those kids. And they won. And so then you were hoping that somehow, either in the SEC game or the Big Ten championship, it would go our way, and it didn't. But, we control what we can control. And that's what I've told this group. And that's what I'm telling myself is what a great opportunity we have on January 1st to play Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl.
Brian Kelly talked about the hurdles, limitations of recruiting at Notre Dame. How limiting is that, or what is the biggest challenge that you're going to face in getting players, to fit into Notre Dame, be able to get into Notre Dame?
Well, the biggest challenge is to be able to clearly communicate what makes Notre Dame special. And that's, to me, what I've tried to do since I've sat in this chair is that, hey, there are so many things that Notre Dame can offer a young man that will help him be successful in the rest of his life. If you want a chance to win a national championship, well, there's certain schools that give you the opportunity to do that, Notre Dame being one. If you want a chance to really set yourself up for the rest of your life by earning a degree from Notre Dame, then you can do that here. And what you got to do is you got to find a way to get that young person to see life after football. But if it's all about national championship, great. Notre Dame can be in contention. Let's talk about it. We've been in the playoffs 2 out of the past 3 years. But if you can get that young person to see the minute they're done playing, that's when Notre Dame has a great opportunity to get them.
What's in your office there?
Well, I'm in the staff room. There's a couple pictures on the wall.
Did you take over Brian's office? Are you going to redecorate?
At some point, I think I'll move over there. Right now, I'm in my corner office, and I keep telling myself, this is a reminder where you're at, what you've done to get to this point. I don't need a big office right now. I need to get to work, and that's what I'm doing.
How did you end up at Ohio State?
I was from Ohio, and
you're from Dayton, right?
From Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. And I grew up an Ohio State fan. My dad was from Columbus, Ohio. I grew up watching Ohio State. And when Jim Tressel offered me a scholarship to Ohio State, I knew in my heart that's where I wanted to go.
Did Notre Dame recruit you, Marcus?
Yep. It came down to actually Ohio State and Notre Dame. And I really liked Tyrone Willingham, who was the head coach at that time. And so ultimately I chose Ohio State. And I told our AD, I said, I don't want to make the same mistake twice.
Well done. Are you going to schedule LSU?
I'll leave that up to Jack Swinburne. But listen, at Notre Dame, you'll play anybody, but I'll let him make that decision.
Do you realize Cincinnati beating Notre Dame is the reason why Cincinnati is going to play in the Final Four?
That's crazy. As crazy as it sounds, yeah. That's the reason. And as much as you wanted to win that one, if you could choose one team or one group of individuals to lose to, it's that group, because I know the work they put in, and I'm going to be rooting like heck for them when they play Alabama.
Coach, congratulations. Good luck, and we'll stay in touch.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it.
That's Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame's new head football coach. I love that video when he walks into the weight room and he's being introduced by the strength and conditioning coach, and you just heard those players. And you know what helped? Those players went to bat for him.